Thomas Olson, and I'm going to the forestry department. The reason I'm going to forestry is because ever since I was a little kid, me and my dad, we spent a lot of time outdoors, fishing and camping, and it got me really interested in outdoors. I remember as a little child, I would read pages is about anything about the outdoors, anything from animals to specific environment, and that got me interested in the outdoors. I'm really hoping that after I help preserve the environment a little bit, that I can also pass on my knowledge to future generations as a teacher.
Howdy, my name is Christopher Schweeman. I'm studying forestry here at Michigan Tech. I've always been interested in the outdoors. I think my passion in life is just to teach people outdoor skills like how to build a fire or how to build a shelter if you're lost, how to purify water so you can drink, trapping small animals, cutting down trees. I think that's really my passion. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I can remember, stealing a butter knife from my mom's kitchen and going out in the woods to try and make a spear or cut down trees and stuff.
Hi, my name is Hayley Long, and I'm interested in getting a forestry degree because I just love the outdoors. Ever since I was young, I've been camping with my parents and have been interested in plants and animals. When I graduate with my forestry degree, I'd like to be a worker at a nature center so I can teach kids about the different aspects of the forests. To do this, I'll need to be rehearsed in identifying plants and animals and taking care of the forest in general. These are the things that you can learn when you get a forestry degree.
Hi, I'm Jack Youngblood. I'm getting a degree in forestry. I'm just really kind of interested in a degree in natural resources because my dad introduced me to the outdoors as I was a little kid, and just ever since then we've always been camping, fishing together, and it really created kind of a tight bond between us. And I'm just really interested in doing something outside that would be, something new every day and exciting.
Hello everyone, and thank you for being here. We're getting to the fun part of the presentation, which is how cavemen started fires, which is, I think, very interesting. So there were many methods that were used, but the most reliable is the BowDrill, which is, we'll get into that. But we just call it the BowDrill, and it was the most reliable and the easiest, took the least effort, and the picture you see right now is the end result of that BowDrill, one step before a fire. So that is the coal that is formed. So 4 basic components to the BowDrill. You have the bow, which is just like a regular bow, except not tight, because you need something, you just need it to be a little bit looser, and it's just a curved stick with a string on it. Cavemen used leather, but we use nylon today just because it's so much easier. And so what Thomas is holding in the stick he's holding, we call the spindle, and that spins on the board he's holding with the holes drilled in it, which is the hearth or the baseboard that we call, which is just a board with a hole drilled in it and a notch cut. What Hayley has in her hand is called the bearing block, which is what we use to put on top of the spindle to just hold it down to put pressure on. If you can imagine their finger is a spindle, that's pretty much how it works, except on top of everything. We use bone because it's got a little indent in it, and it's so much harder than wood. And the last piece is just a piece of bark that we use to catch the dust, which forms when you spin, just like that actually. As you can see, a lot of black sawdust pretty much is what it is being produced when we spin the spindle really fast. And you can see all that smoke coming off there. This is a very efficient method, and it's just friction. So what happens is the spindle wears on the board, and you kind of drill through it a little bit, but it produces like sawdust, a sawdust-like substance. But because it's so hot, it turns it black or carbonizes it, and eventually the dust pile gets so hot and so much dust builds up that it catches into an ember, which is what you see now, which is why it's smoking. There's actually, it's just like a campfire ember. If you've ever been around a campfire, which most people have, you know, it's just like a piece of burnt wood that's burning, glowing orange. It's not a flame, but it's just like what you want to roast your marshmallows over. You know, you don't want to burn them, but it's still hot. There's no flame, but it's still on fire, if you can imagine that. And as we blow on it, which we're about to do, you will see that it starts throwing off more sparks, as you can see. You can, whenever you add oxygen to a fire in the form of blowing on it, it gets hotter. So that's basically what we do. As you can see right there, that coal is built up for a while. So right now what we're going to do is show you exactly how long it would take for an experienced man to start a fire by rubbing sticks together. And as you can see, we didn't rub those sticks together for long, probably 15 seconds, which is much faster than most people would think, because it's fascinating that it's such an old technique, but it works so well if you have proper training. So it's not all boring. It's not all dull. It can be very interesting. What you see us doing now is we're fanning the coal with our hand just to get some oxygen in there and to help it build up at first. We don't want to blow on it right now because it's a pile of dust, and if we were to blow too hard, it would blow away. But we can fan it with our hand gently to help build up the heat, let it all accumulate, and let the ember grow bigger, because you know, if you put an ember into a pile of dry grass, it will get bigger, right? So what I'm doing now is shielding the ember from the wind that's picking up, if you can tell by the branches moving in the background. Like I said, we don't want too much oxygen, but we do want some. So now once the ember is built up, that was the most tedious part, as you could probably tell. We take a knife blade and we transfer the coal into some soft grass and tree bark that's all fluffed up and dry. And this is the cool part. We blow on it softly at first, just to let it build up a little bit. And the more it smokes, the more you can blow on it. And as you can see, that didn't take long. We have flame. And if we were building a fire, we'd add some bigger pieces of wood to it. But that is it. The BowDrill is a simple process and something you can even try at home if you want. Thanks for being here. And we all just encourage you to go outside, you know, build a fort, go play, and it'll make you a better person and you'll have a much better life.